I'm going to go over a few things with you about my process when I do a commission. And the first thing that I've done to make the whole process a lot easier is I've made a document that I've written out my whole process that I email to customers when they send me a message asking me, what's your process, how much does it cost. I have it all laid out, kind of basically how I work in one document, and so it's easy, so I don't have to keep rewriting the same information, because people, I get 2 or 3 commission requests probably a week, or requests for information, and so it would be really tedious to have to rewrite the same thing over and over. So I do have a document that I've created in Google Docs, and if you're interested in seeing that, I would be glad to send it to anybody, because it will make your life a lot easier. So basically, the way that I price my commissions is by the inch. So an 8x10 is, for example, $200 with a simple background. And then if they want a more complicated background, or they want more than one animal or one person, or it's just a more complicated painting, it goes up from there. So $200, say, is my base price, and then it goes up from there. So if they just want a painting of a dog with a simple background, it's a flat $200 plus shipping. That's how I price my commissions. And I also try to give them a little bit of advice on what kind of picture works best for a commission, as far as lighting and, taking the picture on eye level if it's for a pet or for a person, having good lighting, not using a flash. But I would say at least half the time the pictures that I work from are not so great. So sometimes if the picture is really bad, I will charge extra, just because it's a lot of extra work to kind of make it up as you go when you're working from a bad picture. So I let them know all that in the Google Doc. For a deposit, I used to ask for half down, but for me it's motivating to get paid when the painting is finished. So I always am fine with them just giving me, say, $100 deposit, and then once they're happy with it, they pay me the balance. So that kind of keeps me motivated to get the painting done. And it also makes them feel more secure knowing that they haven't put a lot of money into it until they know they're happy with it. And what I do is, as I paint the commission, I send them updates. I'll take pictures of the painting and I'll just say, do you like the direction I'm going? Especially towards the end, I like to take pictures and ask the client, are you happy with where this is going? Because if they're not, I want to switch directions for them. So that has been helpful. Another important thing to remember is that you need to communicate. For example, if you get a picture and it's not a great picture and the color is wrong, you need to make sure you know what colors, say they want the eyes of an animal, or how they want it to look. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing a commission is you're painting for someone else. So you want to make sure you get all the permissions that you need to publish the work. For example, if the commission comes out really well, you might want to offer prints, but I don't offer prints of any of my commissions unless I get permission from the client to do so. So that's something that's important to do, to respect your client's wishes regarding that. Also, I get permission from them beforehand if I post on my social media outlets, because sometimes, especially if they've had a death and the commissioners, of one of their pets that have died or something like that, they might not want things published. People are really sensitive around that issue, so just make sure that you get permission to post on social media before you do so when you're working on a commission. As far as how I like to get paid, I kind of leave it up to the client. I prefer a check because no fees come out of anything. if I get a check. So that's my favorite way to get paid. But they can also use their credit card with me, or they can use PayPal. A lot of people like to use PayPal. And the fees aren't too bad, so I don't mind. That's a great way to get money quickly and make sure you get it. So PayPal has been a great way for me to get deposits. But a check is really the best because they don't take fees out for that. So when you have the painting done, you take a final scan. Make sure you get a really good scan so that if the client wants to get prints, or if you want to make prints, or you want to make some sort of little gift thing as a thank you for your client, make sure you get a really good scan or a really good picture, and then you package it up really securely. I've got a whole video on how to mail art, so you might want to refer to that as far as how to mail the art when it's done. I always ship paintings flat unless they're really huge, and I have bought these huge rolls before that you can roll art up into, but they're really expensive and it's just not very practical. So the other thing, the other point to remember when you're mailing is make sure you send it to the right address. So just keep in mind when it's time to mail the art that you confirm with the client where they want it mailed. I hope this video has helped you figure out a little bit how you're going to make your commission process work. I will have another video about how to get commissions, so be looking for that. And if you have any questions, I'm sure I left something out. So please feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I will get back to you. And happy painting, everybody. Good luck and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.